Friends, hi. Okay, this is a very quick video actually. So in the previous session we have discussed about kinematics, the case 1, case 2 and case 3. The case 1 is nothing, in case 1 there are 3 subcases A, B, C. What is this case 1 is nothing but motion with a uniform acceleration. There are 3 subcategories: horizontal motion, straight line motion, and vertically projected up and freely falling body. Okay, so now the question, now what we have to do is, according to the question given, we have to take the decision that to which case this problem belongs to. That is very important. So we'll see a question here. So this will be your question. A stone is thrown vertically. Okay, all of you. A stone is thrown vertically upwards and returns to earth in 5 seconds. How high does it go? Simple question. The question is, a stone is thrown vertically up. A human being or anybody have taken a stone and projected it up and returns to earth in 5 seconds. So it has reached its maximum height. We know that after reaching the maximum height, what will be the final velocity of the body? 0. If the final velocity is 0, then only the body starts moving down. Okay, that is the clear point. So it has reached top and it has reached to ground in 5 seconds. Total time is 5 seconds. Now the question is, what is the maximum height the ball reached? What is the maximum height the ball reached? Now solution, come to solution. The time taken to go up 2.5 seconds, the time taken to come down 2.5 seconds. Why, sir? Because we have already discussed the time of flight. Time of flight in the sense, for how much time the body stays in air. So it has started from ground and it has reached to maximum height and it has traveled back to reach ground. So the time taken by the body to reach maximum height is time of ascent. The time taken by the body to reach ground is time of descent. As we discussed, time of ascent and time of descent are equal. Time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Is this time of ascent plus time of descent is nothing but time of flight. I will show you how. So actually time of ascent plus time of descent will be equal to total time of flight. Okay, so now time of ascent is 2.5 seconds, time of descent is equal to 2.5 seconds, because total time of flight he has given 5 seconds. Total time of flight he has given 5 seconds. This is already given. So 2.5. Initial velocity will be u. We have throwing a body, the initial velocity will be u. Final velocity v is equal to 0, because after final velocity 0 only the body comes down, so the final velocity will become 0. Time t is equal to 2.5 seconds to reach the maximum height. Acceleration due to gravity is minus g. I have already told you, if the body is projected up, that is nothing but opposite to the attraction of the earth. If you throw a body opposite to the attraction of the earth, means the acceleration due to gravity will be minus, negative sign, so minus g. So now we have to take the decision what formula we have to use. So here have used v is equal to u plus at. Actually v is equal to 0, u is equal to u plus a is nothing but minus g. I told you the formula will be coming by substituting the rules and regulations in the first 4 equations. This v is equal to u plus at, you are seeing. This v is equal to u plus at is the equation for the straight line motion, right? So I told you, if the body is going up, then the acceleration due to gravity will be minus g, then s is equal to h, and final velocity v is equal to 0. So we have to substitute all these 3 values in the following equation, then you will get the new equation which belongs to the body projected up. So 0 is equal to u plus minus gt, so u is equal to gt, u is equal to gt, so 2.5 into g. Now distance traveled, s is equal to ut plus half at square. We know this equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. So we substitute u is equal to with 2.5 g into half plus half into a 2.5 whole square into 9.81. So all the substitute, we know the value u, we know the value t, we know the value a, we know the value of t again. So we know all the values, substitute all the values in the equation, then finally what you will get is, you will get 30.66. so it means the height, maximum height reached by the body is 30 30.66 meters in 2.5 seconds. The body reached 30.66 meters in 2.5 seconds. That is the answer. Clear? So very good. We'll move into the another problem which somewhat tough, I think. Okay, listen to this. Okay, a stone is thrown, example 2, this is I am explaining example 2. A stone is thrown vertically up into the air from a tower 30-meter high, and at the same instance a second stone is thrown upward from the ground. The initial velocity of the first stone is 15 meter per second and that of second stone is 22.5 meter per second. When and where the stones be at the same height from the ground? So the question is, one person standing on a tower of height 30 meter, one person standing on the ground, both are thrown different stones from their positions. Then tell me at what, when and where the stones will be at same height. The question is clear. Now we'll move into the answer. Now observe. So now I will explain you with an here a person standing here a person standing here. One person is standing 30 meter high, one person standing on the ground. So both have thrown a different stones. One stone reached to this position, another stone processed to this position. Now when and where, at what time and where, at what height, they both will come together, they both will meet. Okay, the question is clear. This is the tower S1, S2, 30 meter, etc. To reach the height of S1 above tower, S1 is equal to ut half at square, S is equal to ut half at square, we know that equation. S1 is equal to, the height is 15t, initial velocity has already given 15t, minus, why I have minus? Because I have thrown the body vertically up, so your A will be minus g, that is nothing but minus 9.8. So S1 is equal to ut half, so 15t minus 4.9 t square. Second stone. Now come to the second stone. To reach the height which is S2 from the ground, S2 is equal to ut half at square. Now the question, we have to consider that the first stone reached the height S1, the second stone reached the height S2. The formula for displacement is same. S is equal to ut plus half at square. If it is S1, then u1 t1 plus half at1 square. S2 is equal to u2 t2 plus half at2 square, whatever it may be. Now we know that the initial velocity of the second stone he has already given in the question, 22.5 into t minus 4.9 t square. Given S2 minus S1 is equal to 30. The height S2 minus S1 is equal to 30. How, sir? Because the tower height is 30 and the person at the stands on the tower and another person stands on the earth. So the difference between the two persons will be 30. Got the point? So now S2 minus S1 is equal to 30. So we know that S2, we know that S1, substitute all the values, then you will get time t is equal to 4 seconds. The unknown thing is t. All in the equation, all the things are known, only time is not known. If you solve the problem, if you solve the equation, then time is equal to 4 seconds. Hence the stone will meet after 4 seconds. Okay, if I stand on the tower, if my friend stands on the earth, we both thrown a different stones at the same time, and after throwing exactly at 4 seconds, the both stones will meet at a point. Now hence stones will meet after 4 seconds. Substitute the value in equation 2. So now S is equal to 22.5 into 4 minus 4.9 into 4 seconds. So 11.60 meters. Hence the stones will meet at a distance of 11.60 meters from ground. 11.60 meters from ground. Clear? So at that particular time, the both stones will meet at a point. So you'll solve this problem, do this problem, and try to prepare some more problems by using some standard textbooks. Then you still having doubts, we'll meet in the next session, we'll meet in the next class, or we'll meet in the Google meetings, Zoom meetings, whatever we'll discuss. Okay, thank you. Soon we'll meet in the next video. Okay, bye.